Vedder.
Here.
Mr. Steinhardt.
Here.
Mr. Lewis. Mrs. Edwards.
Here.
Mr. Sorensen.
So we do have quorum. Oh,
Annie, do you have agendas?
Yes, fine.
No, I've just got one right now. Thank you. I'll hold still yours. Thank you.
okay, so we've reached the quorum, so I'm starting this meeting with a discussion item that came up at the last meeting. Ira Cohen had suggested something regarding the best value practice, and we weren't clear on what that was as far as purchasing and where to purchase and how to purchase and RFPs and how that impacted on the purchasing department. And I'm asking Kathy Jones if she would be gracious enough to explain this process. Kathy, can you come up to the table?
Come on, Kathy, don't be afraid of us. We don't bite.
Beyond that.
Oh, you didn't get one? I'm sorry.
You fooled you, just we don't bite.
Okay, I handed out to everyone a little synopsis of what I'm going to talk about. If you remember, I think it was back in October, September, I talked to you about the piggybacking, which was an amendment to the general municipal law that governs our office. Now, in November, the state comptroller went further and allowed something called best value purchasing. I have a cold, so excuse me. And this law now, well, this amendment now allows us to not just use all the rules and regulations for competitive bidding. I wrote to you in your packet all the criteria that it allows us to use. This will allow us so much flexibility when we make an award. I don't want to read the whole thing, that's why I handed it out.
You don't have to read the
But
whole
for example, if we have a local bidder that's a little higher than an outside bidder, is this one of the, is this, okay.
If you had a local bidder,
Mm-hmm,
they would have to meet, if you look at number 2, A through G,
okay,
they would have to meet not all the criteria, but one of them.
okay, good.
And we would have to do, documentation to the file that showed how we showed that that factor made that award a better award. Not necessarily the lowest award, but a better award.
So the
Good.
example where there was a car, the price of the car was like 1 cent more
Yes,
in Sullivan County.
yes.
And how would that particular scenario play out differently with this new system?
You would have to take, on something like a car, maybe E, the longer product life, maybe we could show
Ooh, okay.
that that car would last longer, or that truck would last longer because of maintenance. Then you could use A and factor
Right.
that cost in.
And proximity to end
D
user.
would be a good one too.
So it doesn't matter,
Yes.
you could, one is enough, one of these criteria.
One of those is
Right.
enough, yes.
Great.
So it's gonna allow us to choose local businesses possibly over.
Only if
They
meet the criteria. I want to, it's not just because they're local.
But we have to
We still
adopt a
can't do
local
that.
law to do this?
Hmm?
We have to adopt a local law
Yeah, I put
to
that
do this?
at the bottom. If you want to do this, and I would like everybody to read it, I would love suggestions from anybody. If you choose to adopt this, we'd have to do a local law.
I'd like to have a better idea as far as the ramifications. Somebody said $1 or a penny more, and I think that wouldn't, I think we need to have a clearer, better idea as far as what we would use as the difference to give to local rather than outside. And the reason why I'm saying that is I am one of those bad people who purchased my car out of the county, and I have my car serviced in the county. So I got a better deal out of the county for the purchase of something, but I do have it serviced in the county because the dealer is here in the county and it's easier for me to get to. So I think we need to have a
But
cost
you might be able to do-
consideration in there.
And that's what we have to
Says
do.
you.
You have to do under best value, the second paragraph. It says the determination of quality and cost efficiency shall be based on, and this is very important, objectively quantified and clearly described and documented criteria. So in something like that, you could use maybe B, because the proximity to the end user, which would be us for service on a vehicle, it would make much more sense to not send the vehicle out of the county, send,
Right.
an employee with it or two. The downtime because of where it is to get it back.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is many major dealers, if, especially a new product, will ensure that you can go to any dealer for the
Right,
service.
that's right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So purchasing the new product, we need to have it within a guideline, I
When we
would
do
think.
buy cars.
Not by $1 or $2. It's gotta be a better guideline.
But they have to have a documentation, right?
We have to do the documentation. We have to review it, ask other counties, get the department involved.
It's a lot more work for you to do it
Yes.
this way?
Yes.
Oh.
She needs more staff, watch out.
But, I always say that, and that's true. I mean, this
You
will,
wouldn't be wearing a hand brace if you hadn't.
It'll allow us, I would like to use this tool, but we can't use it for every purchase. It's only for bidding, it's only for items over 20,000. I think once I put here too that I've been gathering information. I've been getting information from other counties that are using it and seeing how they're doing it. So it's an interesting, we've never done anything like this, we've never been allowed to. I think the flexibility is great. I mean, we should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And has the other counties you've spoken to said there are sort of unintended consequences or downsides they didn't see to it in the beginning, or it's all been good?
It's all been good so far.
That's excellent.
That's nice.
Because there's a savings usually equated to it.
Okay,
Under
Ira?
20,000, you have that leeway now?
Yes, because it's not a bid.
Okay.
A bid is over 20,000 and it's very stringent
quote.
to the rules. Quotes, right, RFP, it's different.
Did he say his
Sam?
Interestingly enough, there was a meeting a couple weeks ago. The city of New York has actually spent their purchasing department over a year putting this thing together with all of their resources, and they're just, I think the first bid they're gonna do it with is furniture or some crazy thing like that. Because of all of the potential wrinkles and complications. And then what happened was, Rensselaer County ran into this. We've put in a criteria in some of our recent bids that the vendor has to service what they sell. So, in an effort to see if the best we can do within the circumscribed areas of the law, to get vendors closer to Sullivan County or in Sullivan County rather than get vendors from far away. Rensselaer County is having that same issue. And then when they went to this, they were getting all their car bids were coming from outside of the county because they could then use service contracts inside the county. It didn't cost them anything more. So it became a balancing act, Kitty, if you will.
That's what happened, on
Yeah,
personal
it
level,
does.
that makes a difference.
It does.
And we did build that into our bids now. I mean, a lot of this, as much as I can, as Sam is saying, I try to do it. When we buy parts, I put a proximity. You can't be beyond a certain, in case we do have to go pick it up. It only makes sense to
Or
do
if
it
we
that
need
way.
it in a hurry.
If we need it in a hurry. So that's where the best value would come in also, but we're already doing it. It'll just be interesting, I think, to see, as Sam said, it's gonna take a while. Because when I talked about the piggybacking, I'm still trying to get information as to how to find all the counties who have done it, because the only way you can piggyback is if the county you're gonna use did it too. They have to
Wow.
have the provision. And there's no data bank or anything that we can go to, so you have to just call and say, Orange County,
Right.
did you buy this? Dutchess County, did you buy this? So that's where there's a lot to it.
I think we could also try calling NISA and saying, this is a gap. You know, if we're paying to be a member, or these are the services that you're providing, they may have a consortium or some kind of.
Well, maybe since this just went in effect in November, they will be.
They will.
They will be doing something for all the the counties in the state to find an easier way to go and look to see who's got a piggybacking contract or who's using best value for certain
And you
things.
could have, or you can have a county that has piggybacking authorization within the county, but they don't necessarily have to use it on every single bid. It's a bid by bid process. So you have to know which bid was put out with the piggybacking provision.
So at this point in time, besides having the information to ourselves that we have a better idea of what can happen, do we need to let this settle and see what happens, or are we looking to
No,
create a resolution to allow us to do this? Where are we?
If you choose this, you can just I don't know how you exactly do that, but adopt a local law.
You have to set a
go
public
forward.
hearing for local
Yeah.
law first.
You and Cheryl have been working on that,
Yes,
haven't
we're
you?
still working.
Okay, once we complete that, we'll present it to the board probably in February to give authorization for.
There was a draft, but that was only for the piggybacking, so in November, when this happened, that had to be put aside and has to be redone,
Yeah.
to include this. But the best value, if I were asked, do I think it's a good tool? I do think it's a good tool. I don't know where it'll go. I think that I could, include it in my monthly, report to say whether or not I used it, so you could see if I did. And maybe I could, I think we're only gonna use it at this time for the big equipment items. That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. But again, I need to learn, I need to still look into it, but I'd like to go forward with
It would
it.
be for all the cars we order, that's over 20,000, wouldn't it be? Bought a lot of, no?
Well, you have state contract with cars. If you order them on state contract, we don't necessarily use this because.
Okay.
Where the best value is gonna really play out, and that's why the city did it the way they did. Take something like the table you're sitting at. 3 vendors are gonna give you the same table, but one of them's gonna give you a 15-year warranty instead of a 5-year warranty. That, you're gonna get it in areas like that. That's where you're gonna begin to see changes in the bids.
Cindy?
So Kathy, do you have a sense of how many of the bids would change? I mean, 'cause you're doing some of it right now when you review the bids, but
We're not doing any of this right now. I just have some of these things built into our bids. Over the years, we've just done it. We have about 70 what I call recurring bids. Those are the ones you hear about all the time. The milk and dairy, the baked goods, the surgical, the pharmaceutical. This will be for all the other things, when I'm buying a backhoe or a loader or, many cars, if the budget allowed that for different offices. I, a lot of times, put that out to bid, even if I could use state contract, just to see where we land with the price. So to put a number on it, no, I don't know.
but you feel comfortable that it's something that you could feasibly,
Use? Yes.
both the two.
And save us money.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Thank you. Is there any other questions to Kathy?
So a resolution will come forward then?
Yeah,
Or
like
public
Sam said.
hearing.
Local law.
Or public hearing.
What comes first, Annie? What do we have to
You have
do?
to set a public hearing for a local, proposed local law.
When will we do that resolution?
February?
February. We don't have
A
it.
resolution for a public
To
hearing.
hold a public hearing.
Well, you can
So
do
then-
that now.
So you would lose some of those 70 recurring vendors possibly?
But we need to
You do
have
the
it
public
in
hearing in
order.
February, and that'll mean that we have to have the.
But we have
But
to, when do we have
depends
to
on
set the
whether
public
it's
hearing?
Right now.
Now.
You can set it now for February,
Yeah.
and we have to get
Because
the
this is
public,
throughout the
we have to
state.
get the
They're
local
gonna
law
know
to
about
you
it.
and on your desk.
Right, but we don't
10
have,
days
we don't,
before the
we
public
don't have a
hearing.
resolution to have a public hearing with us right now, so
Right.
should we put that, can we put that in executive next
Certainly.
Thursday, does that make sense?
Certainly.
Okay.
And then when would you have?
And
the
your
public
office will be
hearing?
preparing that resolution?
Okay, so this is the way that it's going to happen. It's going to move to executive to have a resolution that is gonna be created in Sam's office for next Thursday's executive agenda for a public hearing on this issue. Right?
And with one caveat, I just gotta check with Cheryl and see how far along we are. If we're not far enough along, then we may have to do it for March. So I'll make sure before next week's executive committee that I let you know that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I just add one thing?
Sure.
Like I said, if anyone has any suggestions, I'd like to hear from you before we go forward, because there might be something here that you see, that you heard at NISAC that I haven't.
Well, vendors may step up to the plate and start offering certain things too, right?
They may, the more they get to learn about this, and like I said, vendors all over that deal with any municipality, everybody's doing this, Whether they've adopted it yet or not, they're going forward with it.
But the things that aren't, this is the part where I just want some clarity, the things that aren't possible. What's excluded from the best value?
Sam, do you know, I
don't
think
have the
public
list with me.
works contracts are excluded.
Pardon?
I think.
I don't have that, pardon?
Public works contracts are excluded from best value, which is the ACC renovations, or if we were to build a bridge, or you can't use best value.
But not equipment for DPW.
Not equipment, and.
So it's
you haven't
things
read it
that,
yet?
that these laws are talking about, they're not jobs, it's things. It's
It
physical
says-
things.
Under piggybacking, I put it in there, purchase of apparatus, materials, equipment, supplies, or service contracts. Service contracts or elevator maintenance, lawn mowing, cleaning of the buildings, those kind of things, you can use it. You can't use it to build things. I guess that's the simplest way.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, the next one up, do you have anything else in purchasing as monthly report?
I have the monthly report, it's listed here, just the bids, if you want me to run through them, I don't know.
Anybody, you
You can
have it
see-
attached to your agenda,
Yeah.
anybody have any questions regarding?
The
No.
passenger bus, that's for the transportation department, that was in last year's budget.
Okay. Thank you. And the Board of Elections were not able to come today, but they attached to the back of your agenda the information from the Board of Elections, in case anybody had any questions regarding that.
And that lawsuit, just so you know, that lawsuit about those 22, 23 absentee ballots is in the appellate division, and the appellate division refused to grant a stay, so all of those were certified, and those candidates have taken office.
What does
Intersected.
refused a stay mean?
Stay means that nobody could act on it until the appellate division, an injunction effectively. It says stop.
So
till
they
we look at-
refused the stop.
The appellate division refused to stop us from certifying the election. The elections were certified based on Judge Schick's decision in the trial.
So Judge Schick's decision went forward.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay, so Cornell.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We're gonna just pass these out. I'm Nicole Sullivan, communications and community educator. This is Tracy Arkin, our Office of Personnel Manager. I'm gonna start by saying Happy New Year and thank you for all the support in 2013. And the funding, of course, for 2014. We're planning on some really exciting things that are already somehow happening. The year just started. Of course, it's our centennial year, 100th year in Sullivan County. Called Red Extension.
Okay.
Sorry.
Where are you?
Front page. Okay. Okay, so basically it's our 100th year, so we'll be continuing our campaign that we started last year to provide funding to scholarships for youth in agricultural careers, in sustainable development Education Center, all kinds of things, including some of the things on the page in more detail. The Eat Kitchen, which, entrepreneurial and teaching kitchen, which we got the building permit for that, for Liberty, and we're beginning demolition construction next week. We're hoping spring, that will all be ready to, mid-April, be opened up, community use. And the greenhouse, of course, we just had students from BOCES over today, helping clear some brush and getting that taken care of, and then the greenhouse has been delivered and will be up and functioning in March, is our goal. So you can come take a look. This photo here that you'll see was taken by Kitty, so thank you, Kitty. It's beautiful, a cell phone photo.
No
but
photo
yeah.
credits.
I know.
I need a selfie for her photo, her face is in the blue.
With a thumbs up. So that, I mean, it's even beyond this picture now, so it's looking good. We're having a staff day tomorrow, actually, to help clear some of the brush too. And of course, we're collaborating with Sullivan Renaissance, and BOCES with that. And we'll be doing some, tying into the e-kitchen, we'll be doing some new programming, Recipes for Success, a series. We'll be offering, we don't have too much information on that yet, but we will going forward. And then Monday, of course, we all know Melinda will be starting partnering with County and CCE. Really excited. Melinda's very talented, and we're excited to collaborate with that and to kick off the year.
We look
good
forward
way.
to meeting her at the
Yes,
next meeting.
she's a little ray of sunshine, I feel like, when I know her pretty well. But then, and then in the rest of the packet, you'll see some pictures from annual meeting. Thank you for those of you who could make it. It was a really successful night. We got to reward some really important people in helping us start the year, and hopefully we'll be good friends of extension going forward. We have some agricultural programs coming up, assisting over 75 people in the last month over phone and email, and we have some good collaborations going on with Farm Bureau, SUNY Sullivan, and some local farmers, WIC, other public health services, Catskill Mountain Keeper, Sullivan County Rural Health Network. So we're trying to really get out there, work with other people. Master Gardener program is working with Page to offer programming in horticulture and tree stewardship for youth. So they touched upon over 40. And offering the Master Gardener training, a bus trip to the Philadelphia Flower Show if anyone's interested, and a winter bird watch, just talking about high mortality rates in the winter for birds in the backyard, and how to help people with that. It's a big need from the phone calls that we get on the hotline. 4-H, of course, is always very busy doing workshops. They had their snowmobile safety course. Cindy knows about that one, I think. And we had the crochet workshops, community service projects going on, just a continuous basis, as well as a teen group rap program. And the teen group was able to end their year with, some of them were going over the rainbow, which is to say they no longer be in 4-H. They'll be involved, hopefully, but it's sort of graduating, they're aging out. So they all got to get together to go to the Corning Museum of Glass and make a little something. So it was special. And we moved the winter workshops to this Sunday, so because of the snow and crazy weather. We have a shooting sports program kicking off, recognizing our leaders and volunteers for 4-H at an event in January, and we're having our international night, sort of celebrating culture around the world in February. Okay, and then of course some programs that I'm offering is your science department. It's our Fall Eagle Day, which is having this Saturday. Families can go on their own, check it out. You'll get a couple of spots to go to. Offering that to contribute toward a national Bald Eagle count. Goes to the New York State DEC. And then we're having a winter story walk, which is a very interesting
Sorry, can
program.
I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is, Oh, I'm sorry, okay, the Delaware Highlands Conservancy, that's the merging of that other group, so.
It is, yes, Delaware Highlands Conservancy has absorbed the Eagle Institute.
Okay.
And so, they have sort of a group of volunteers, which I'm part of also, so I know a little bit about it. But we're working with them, so we're gonna have volunteers at each station, there's 3 stations, to offer education to families about legals and, things like that.
Okay, so this is the first time that CCE is involved in this
This,
endeavor?
actually, this hasn't been done before at all.
Oh, okay, so it's a new initiative, a joint new initiative.
And we're hoping to do it every year from here, so it, get a lot of numbers, get people out there searching. Without that citizen science, sometimes it's hard for them to get those numbers, so.
Yeah, I wish you all the
Excited.
success on this.
Thank you. And we have 16 people signed up for that. And then Eat Smart New York is representing nutrition classes all over Sullivan County, including youth groups, and they have an upcoming canning class coming up, January. And of course, Caregiver Resource Center is always providing good support for caregivers and care receivers. She started a phone, Bonnie Rose just started a phone support group for people who can't get out of the house, things like that, can't travel. And she has some holiday education tips for caring during the holiday season, which can be stressful. And she's got another program on self-care. And I think that about wraps it up. So thank you for having us today. Do you have any questions?
Storybook walk sounds nice. They installed the story in the path, so you walk through the path
Yeah.
and read the book.
It
Who
was
is that?
created
It
in
is.
Vermont. It's
And I
really
think
a cool
that's
thing.
fantastic, because
That
little
is.
kids getting outside and learning what the tracks are helps little kids get out.
Yeah, the little ones. It's how, sometimes 4-H is like 5 and up, so we can go to the younger ones. They don't have to,
Can
it's a
families
simple book, so.
Walk the path, or do
Mhm.
they have to register with you, or?
They can register, and you can show up, it's free. And then we're going to have, the walk, so it's sort of like an opening day, but it'll be up in the trail, so anyone can go after that and see.
Right behind the building?
Yep,
That's
yep,
the-
the- our
Recycling
nature trail.
bins there.
Yep, there's the garden, the Master Gardener Garden, edible school project, and then it's a little bit hard to see, but then once you get to the head there's a pond and everything.
Oh,
It's really
nice.
interesting. So yes, it'll be there. It's not too. This walk won't be too long. Hopefully we might need snowshoes. I don't know, but we're going to we're collaborating with Liberty Library, so it's a good collaboration. We're excited.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Cooperative Extension? Okay, so we're now on to the county clerk, Dan.
Just briefly, if I may, we're in the process of closing our books for 2013. And preliminarily, I say that guardedly, it appears as though in both departments, our revenues are going to exceed what was projected. Now, I think that's meaningful for 2 reasons. One, in the main unit, that may mean there's a spike in real estate activity occurring here in Sullivan County, which I think is a real positive. A little cautious, but again, the numbers seem to reflect that. On the DMV side, and I'm completely surprised at this because all projections given us from the state indicated that we're supposed to be in a downturn on the revenue. And the reason for that is, of course, your licenses are out there for multiple years, 7 years or so. So we're supposed to be on the downturn, and cyclically the numbers are to reflect that. But our numbers are going to be up over 700,000 again, and that's another. We've set the bar higher even, and I attribute that to everyone here and otherwise going out, telling your friends, your family, your neighbors, do your transactions locally. And we're really making a concerted effort to accommodate people best we can. Jonathan was here earlier this morning, said he was online, there were like 70 people ahead of him, and that triage center, that's the person I call, the first one there, they can do a lot of those transactions right there. If they see it's a simple registration renewal, they can do that right then and there and eliminate the having to wait online.
Thank you
So,
for that.
Please,
I
continue
remember the old
asking
days.
people to do that. If you feel compelled to put it in the mail, rather than putting it to DMV in Utica, Albany, put it in the mail to 100 North Street, right here. Attention, DMV. We'll do it, we'll get credit for the transaction.
It's interesting.
And
also
maybe
that
you'll
we're
get a new
looking
bus.
at
It is amazing. Yeah, it is.
Can only
The
be
push is
projections.
still there. They're gonna continue to try and get everyone to do this online, all their transactions.
And you're still working on going out into the various townships, correct?
We are with our mobile unit. In fact, yesterday, they had like 30 or 40 people, which is a lot for some of these rural communities.
Well, I hope you
People
continue
will go out in
that.
the winter, and it's, particularly the aged, they appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for County Clerk? Okay, Corinne, looking forward to.
Hi, everyone. So, the first thing that I wanted to be sure to mention is that, tomorrow morning at 9:30, SUNY Sullivan was notified that the state of the state gubernatorial annual address is hitting the road, and there will be somebody important. At 9:30.
Watch out, it might be you.
I know.
I get a call a little bit
For
later.
sure. And so we don't know if it'll be the governor, or it could be Bob Duffy, but it will be the governor
Commissioner,
or
yeah.
one of, his representatives carrying the State of the Union address to the college. Originally, we got a call yesterday with the possibility that this would happen today. Today, I believe, somebody special from the governor's office is in Newburgh at, I believe, the Ott campus, and then tomorrow they'll be at SUNY Sullivan in Grossingers. And I talked with the rep who's coordinating it, and I said, oh, can I please invite the county legislators now so that they know? And they said, of course, so you're all invited to that. And it'd be really great if it was the governor. Bob Duffy's nice too, so that's fine, so we'll see.
So it's going to be in the field house, or it's gonna be?
It's in Grossingers, so it's in the dining room, so it's a pretty small
Yeah.
venue. But we will be providing some light refreshments, so if you can make it. Yes.
Thank you.
Can I just say, I'm really glad that, whenever the college is called on for these kinds of events, you step right up.
Oh, yeah, we really try hard. Yeah, the thing that got us the last time, when the governor was in town, was they came and looked at, we were suggesting the student union. For some reason, the theater did not work for them. They didn't want a theater style. But because of all the windows, they felt it would have been, they have to, I guess, secure the, sort of black them out or something. And so
When
that
was the last time
created a
you
problem.
talking about? When was
When he came down
We
after
were
the
second
vote.
pick for the Bethel Woods presentation, and I have to tell you, I thought it was beautiful at Bethel Woods in the event center, and I felt like that was probably even more appropriate.
Yeah.
So I think the proper venue was chosen, but we were being considered for that one as well. But they had a lot of people at that one, so that it wouldn't, they definitely picked the right place. So tomorrow I think will be much smaller. There's not a lot of notice, and we're still not even told who it will be, but we're always gonna try to step up for that. Okay, so, the two other things that we're very excited about. One is that this week, we received some news that the college is a finalist for a national award. And the award is connected to the American College and University President's Climate Commitment, which some of you probably have heard about, even though the name is quite lengthy. But it's the ACUPCC, or the American College and University President's Climate Commitment. Of that group, there's an organization called Second Nature that's been around since about 1993. And Second Nature assist in the implementation of sustainability education nationally. And because SUNY Sullivan continues to sign on to the American College and University Climate Commitment, we get a lot of information about this, and when we received notice that, you know, if you think your college can win the award this year, nominate yourself, so we did, and we are a finalist. It's a big national award. The thing that's really cool about it is, they'll decide on the winner in late spring, and by then, we will have our Heliosage solar array. Hopefully, the ground will be broken. We have our planning meeting this evening, and I think it's gonna happen, and Heliosage can continue to move forward. We've also, I think the other reason why we've been selected as a finalist is this summer, we committed to a very large composting, facility's not quite the right word, but a composting bucket is not the right word either, because it's pretty big. I mean, we'll be making a lot of dirt, and we solicited a private donor who drew up some beautiful plans. We had work-study students building the actual facility. We had some of the materials donated. So the cost to the college to build the whole structure, I think, is coming in at less than $6,000. So for a pretty low cost, we will be producing our own soil that we will then use for our own grounds. And we're even thinking if we can produce enough dirt, we'll bag it with the SUNY Sullivan logo and possibly generate a little bit of revenue for student clubs to use. So composting is I think one of the reasons, in addition to the fact that when the Heliosage project is done, we will purchase $7,500 of energy credits, and according to our sustainability director, we will be carbon neutral at that point because of the geothermal and the solar, a few energy credits, carbon neutrality. So that's really great. So I think we've got a really good shot of not only being a finalist for this award, but also winning the award. I mean, we're going to go for it. Independent of this, but related, we get to make a video, and the video's due in the middle of March, so we're already gearing up to make a fun video. All the finalists produce a video. It'll be put out on the web, and then we get votes. And last year, 50,000 people voted for this contest. So when that video is up,
let us know.
we're gonna how many people are in Sullivan County? You know,
We made
Roscoe won
We
the.
won Trouttown.
very good.
Yeah. That's right. Of course, they spread it.
What's the award purse package?
Surprise.
Oh, we don't get money. Are you kidding?
Why?
This is education.
Oh, boy.
He's
No,
gonna
but-
a plaque or a trophy.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure we'll get a plaque or a trophy, and we would also be recognized at the conference, which is held in the fall, and probably close by because it's a Massachusetts home-based organization. The thing that's kind of neat about it, though, is what we see as a big win. When you go to the website now, and you can find it at Second Nature, I think I brought that here with me. If you just Google Second Nature Sustainability Education, you'll find it. And you can see some of the finalists from last year, and they're all over the country. So part of it is national recognition for sustainability, but the other piece of it is potential students who are looking to go to colleges who value the environment and who have some programs around sustainability are checking into this website. So part of it is it's a great recruitment tool. It's another part of our overall enrollment plan. It's not just about marketing. It's about having a brand and a product and excellent faculty and great teaching and learning. It's about marketing success because we're telling the truth about who we are. And when people know the truth about who we are, they're going to want to come to SUNY Sullivan. So it's all part of that thinking. But it's very exciting. Anyway, so that was the news, and part of the reason this happens is and I'll close with this. This is our second to last sustainability plan. We have a fabulous sustainability director in Linky LaRue, who some of you know. Helena is her official name, but we all call her Linky. And we provide to Linky a very what I consider is a low-cost stipend for the amount of work she does and the amount of energy savings she produces. So for that stipend, she's a faculty member who gets an extra stipend in our Green Building Management program. She produces a sustainability plan with the sole purpose of making us carbon neutral, reducing energy costs, all of that, doing things that will help our college and the environment. My job and the job of the admin team is to help implement the plan. So composting was part of the plan, and when it came down to a decision, can we spend $6,000? We've got private donations, we've got free architectural drawings, you know, and so the answer is yes, of course, we've got to make this plan work. And it's just a wonderful model, it really is, and we'll have an updated plan very, very soon. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
That's good news.
Thank you very much.
It is good news. Yeah.
It's nice to know that the college is moving forward
Yeah.
in different ways that is gonna help the entire county,
Yeah.
education-wise,
Yep.
stay in the area-wise.
Yeah.
Does anybody have, anything else that they are concerned about? Then I
Well,
guess
a
we.
couple hours.
Is that just like
For this meeting. Okay, then I open it to public comment. No. Alrighty, second?
Like 1 feet.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much.